1 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The president says India's unilateral actions about Kashmir represents a direct assault on Kashmiris' inalienable right to self-determination. U.S. congressmen have voiced serious concern over the continued lockdown and communications blackout in the Indian-occupied Kashmir. Pakistan and Kenya have agreed to enhance relations between their air forces. Lauding the recent reduction in the fighting in northeastern Syria, the United Nations Secretary General has urged countries involved to start serious discussions on the conflict. And now the news in detail. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, has called to resolve the internationally recognized Kashmir dispute in a just manner and peacefully. Addressing the 18th summit of the 120-member non-aligned movement at Baku in Azerbaijan, he said the Indian actions on the 5th of August this year, designed to alter the disputed status of Jammu and Kashmir, constituted a willful violation of the United Nations Security Council's resolutions and the international law. The president said the Indian actions in Jammu and Kashmir represent a direct assault on the Kashmiris' inalienable right to self-determination. About Afghanistan, the president said Pakistan has demonstrated its commitment by facilitating political settlement in Afghanistan by supporting an Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace process. The Director General Inter-Services Public Relations Major General Asif Ghafoor says the Indian Army Chief is repeatedly provoking war through irresponsible statements, endangering the regional peace for electioneering of political masters. In a tweet, he said, from the fake surgical strike to date, the Indian Army Chief's only success has been to turn the Indian Army into a rogue force and getting them killed. Major General Asif Ghafoor said the Indian Army Chief's statements, coupled with blood of innocent people on hand, losses to the Indian forces at the hands of Pakistan Armed Forces, helicopter crashes due to the so-called technical fault, come fratricide, just to become the Indian Chief of Defense Staff, is actually at the cost of professional military ethos. The American congressmen have voiced serious concerns over the continued lockdown and communications blackout in the Indian-occupied Kashmir. In a letter to the Indian ambassador, urged India to give access to Congress members and foreign journalists to the held valley and lift the communications blockade. Twitter has blocked nearly 1 million tweets relating to India's illegal occupation of Kashmir at the behest of the Indian government. According to a report by the American weekly magazine Newsweek, about 100 accounts have been made inaccessible to the people in the held territory. In occupied Kashmir, people continue to suffer immensely due to strict military siege imposed by India that has entered the 83rd consecutive day today. The International Press Club Award has been announced for Kashmiri journalist Asif Sultan, who has been in jail in occupied Kashmir for bringing forth the facts. A local journalist received the award in the United States. Asif Sultan had exposed India's state oppression in occupied Kashmir. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Mujahid Anwar Khan, held a meeting with the commander of the Kenyan Air Force, Major General Francis Ogola, at Moi Air Base in Nairobi, Kenya. Various matters of mutual cooperation and professional interest came under discussion during the meeting. The commander of the Kenyan Air Force appreciated the high standards of professionalism being set by the Pakistan Air Force over the years. The Air Chief offered support to the Kenyan Air Force in the fields of military training and aviation. Both the dignitaries reiterated the resolve to further enhance the existing cordial relations between both the air forces. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has lauded the recent reduction in the fighting in northeastern Syria and urged the countries involved to start seriously discussing end to the 8-year-old conflict. Talking to reporters at the United Nations headquarters in New York, he said it will be ensured that the Constitutional Committee, which is set to meet in Geneva for the first time next week, starts its work as a first step for a political solution to the conflict. And finally, cricket. In the first T20 of the three-match series between Pakistan and Bangladesh women teams at Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore, Pakistan women team won the toss and elected to bat first. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News official